from Kerala.
No, I want to come to that later. Yeah, I was noticing that.
I got your matchbox. Which way would you like to start?
You have to first light the lamp here.
Who else is like?
We have with us 3 photographers today. There's Natasha Hemrajani from Mumbai. Natasha, I'm going to request you to light the lamp.
Do I have to take my shoes off?
Yes, you must. It's tradition. Thank you for asking. And there's Umesh Gogna from Jaipur. Umesh happens to be the son of a jeweler and extremely seasoned, has won many awards. He's just come from Banaras. He's just got an award in Banaras, and it's an honor to have him with us today. And after Umesh, is a wonderful photographer called Saurabh Chatterjee. Saurabh Chatterjee is known for teaching youngsters, and he has done some brilliant landscapes from Kerala. Shall we do it together?
No.
He doesn't want to take his shoes off.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is a day of historicity. If I were to tell you that the last time I saw Mallika Sarabhai was 1993 when the Ahmedabad Gufa was inaugurated. M.F. Hussain brought 3 of us writers from Delhi. One was Madhu Jain of India Today, the second was Gayatri Sinha of Indian Express, and the third was Uma Nair, who wrote for Hindustan Times and Economic Times. And all 3 of us flew down for this inauguration, and Mallika was requested to dance on the domes of the Ahmedabad Gufa. Today, after so many years, she's here to inaugurate a show that I have curated. I cannot tell you the feeling that it evokes. Everything in the world is about itihas. Itihas ka bagair koi panna nahi banta hai. And when you have to look at the passage of time, the most important thing is that there has to be integrity. In this entire exhibition, we are looking at Kerala. Kerala for what it is today, Kerala for what it was in the past, and we come to Mallika's mother. The great Dancius, she went beyond Bharatanatyam to create her own iconic presence in the arclight of classical dance in India. And we go back to Mallika, one of the earliest to learn the grammar of Bharatanatyam, the tradition of Bharatanatyam, and take it forward into a modern format. The first dancer in our country who decided to take the modern format after being a Bharatanatyam dancer was Chandralekha. And after Chandralekha, I saw what Mallika was doing in her own language within the stories that wound around. And that is why today, to have her with us is, in the words of the great T.S. Eliot, time past and time present. Thank you. Would you like to speak after you see the show? Or would you like to talk to us first?
To be here. And my connection with Kerala has only deepened in the last 3 years with my having been named the Chancellor of Kerala Kalamandalam, which is the oldest arts university of the country.
Let's clap for that.
And it has been a wonderful journey for 3 years with the university in taking forward with the students and the arts administrators and the professors, because I have been in all 3 places as a dancer and as an arts administrator, as somebody running an institution. And the support that the government of Kerala has given me has been quite extraordinary. And the trust that the government of Kerala has placed in me is also extraordinary. I was just telling my hosts that recently the magazine Elle Decor, last week, celebrated its 25th anniversary, which has been guest edited by the extraordinary designer Sabyasachi. And Sabyasachi decided that he wanted to celebrate the over-the-top India, not the minimalistic but the over-the-top. And he asked a series of us to do articles on different subjects, and he asked me to do an article on what I thought was maximalism in religion and ritual, in performance and in sport. And out of the 5 things that I selected, 3 are from Kerala. And I request all of you who are interested in it, there's some fabulous photographs there as well of Thayyam and of the boat race and of the destruction of the Bhagavati painting that is done by the priests, and then they roll over it and destroy it to show the continuous destruction and resurrection of life. But it's strange because the first image I saw of Thayyam was so familiar to me that I look forward to seeing what the photographers have presented, and thank you for doing this.
Create for you to view. And with Amit Pasricha, everything that he creates is looking at a man who loves nature for what it is. He does not distort it. All he does is give us an expanded view. And what he does is that he slices the scene into different parts and then he puts it together. Because of the size of this space, we could not put 10 photographs, so we had to bring it down to 6 to try and do justice to each artist. From Amit Pasricha, we moved to the young Saurabh Chatterjee. Saurabh Chatterjee decided that he was going to take what is called the beauty of the sunset of Kerala. When we think of the sunset of Kerala, we have to think of the Chinese nets at Kochi. We also have to look at his understanding of the sunset in terms of the paddy fields, the simplicity of the surroundings. But when we look at his works, we realize that he understands that when we look at the sunset, there is what is called Sandhya Raga. And when we look at the image of the ducks, this is a very simple duck farming, and most of it done in Kutanad. And when we look at it, we realize that he has a very fine understanding, not just of light, but also the beauty of the fertility of botanics. And within that, he is very silently telling us that India's oldest philosophy is Purush Prakriti, man and nature. The interdependence of man and nature. Something as simple as bringing the rice sacks becomes an activity. My father belonged to Chambakulam, the Kutanad district in Alappuzha. From Saurabh, we moved to the great Saibal Das. Saibal Das is known as one of Outlook magazine's finest photographers over the years. And he has perfected the street scene. There is that beautiful song from My Fair Lady, On the Street Where You Live. And you know, he brought it alive when we look at his images. This is his friend's home in Calicut. His friend is called Musa. He went to meet his friend and decided that he was going to click an image that gives us the beauty of the cabinet, which has memories and nostalgia, and the 2 cats. You know, it's almost as if he was telling us that there is always dry humor when a beauty of this is that he gives us 4 women. And 4 women in our country can be. Old wall, which is, it's like as if it's in ruins, you know. It's a wall that has so many stories to tell, but the bananas tell us that life is about freshness. This is an example of a modern still life. a contemporary still life. We don't need to copy the European masters. There is still life in India at every corner. Chai Kara. The person who is most famous for the and each one having their own conversation. And that is typical scenic. The moody boats. You can't think of a Bengali not loving boats, isn't it? Then we come to Manoj Arora. Manoj Arora is the electric philosopher. He decided he wanted to discover Trivandrum, the interior of a Catholic church and the exterior of the Church of South India in Trivandrum. We realize that he's telling us that time and tradition both stand together. And Manoj Arora also went to the different palaces in Trivandrum, and he decided actually what talks to us about everything in this country. Because it is pregnant with so many things. And then we come to Shivam Mehta. Shivam Mehta is a world famous wildlife photographer. It is interesting that Shivam Mehta decides that he is going to capture one part of an elephant, but we can't imagine what he